Hello everyone, this is Distant. I'm about to cast a game of 8-bit armies. So in short, the last game I casted turned out to pretty much be a rematch of the game I'm casting right now. So this actually took place before that. The players and teams are absolutely identical, the map's identical. Once again, we have Gur13 in the magenta here for the third game I've casted in a row, playing as Renegades. Next to him is Matt Baker, who I've been informed that this is who he named. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was Tubby. I think this is Tubby. I think that's who he is actually. At least. And 1 second, my camera's a little glitched here. On the other hand, down here we have Only Native Online playing as Deathsworn in the yellow. So this is going to be a Team 1 once again. Team 2 this time. Mousy D, I believe he was not playing Marines last time, I think, but he's playing Marines this time, and he's definitely spawning in a different location than he was before. I mean in the last game I casted, which was played after this. Over here we have I'm Disabled. The red playing as Guardians, and Mad Viva in the orange playing as Renegades. So this time we have a Renegades versus Renegades front here on the north. For the last two games I casted, the north was kind of like the big front that you had to watch out for. Before, I think it was always a Renegades versus Guardians front. This time it's a Renegades versus Renegades front. Also, I think this time there's going to be some more action down here. It looks like the Ogre is going to try to come in for the crushes. Let's see, how many archers can it crush? It can crush quite a few, that's impressive. And now it's going to kite that warrior and escape, just barely alive. Arbalists being forced to retreat there. It's a shame I honestly think it would have been better to have the Arbalists continue pursuing the low health ogre, because they could have killed it before its shields came back. But now look at it, it's back. Its shields came back, and oh my god, it's going to. Oh my. Okay, yeah, critical misplay by Only Native Online. I don't know if it would have even made a difference if he had killed that ogre earlier, but either way, it's definitely not going to be bad because he failed to do so. Okay, it looks like these sorceresses are trying to focus on the ogres. Now they're running, though. At this point, I think it'd be better to just have the sorceresses continue attacking, just let them die, in exchange for taking out the ogre. They do take out that ogre, finally. But yeah, this ogre, on the other hand, which is the original low-health ogre, is still alive. But yeah, that's kind of funny. Basically, Mousy D is doing a very good job keeping these ogres alive. Only Native Online and Matt Baker are not doing good jobs of killing them. Then again, Only Native Online is trying to stay within the protection of his watchtowers, which are in range of both a power gen and the resource enhancer. So I can't see Mousy D winning this engagement right here, so he's going to be in some trouble. Actually, maybe if he's taken out one of the watchtowers. Now let's see if he can hold the others. Either way, he's definitely giving his buildings a bit of time to regen shields, which might buy him some time. Looks like I'm Disabled has moved into this front to assist him, noting that these two critical structures are under attack. Matt Baker's assistance was taken out by I'm Disabled's assistance. Okay, yeah, look at these Scorch Tanks. Scorch Tanks moving in towards the infantry. Actually, no, it looks like they're going to focus these structures now, which is probably actually the smartest choice. On the other hand, Mousy D's ogres are kind of sitting back. They're not. I guess then again, they still are able to focus down one of the watchtowers. At this point, actually, I think it would be smart for Mousy D to start, for I'm Disabled to start producing more Scorch Tanks, not Spectres, because despite the fact that, yes, Scorch Tanks kind of have a worse damage type than Spectres in normal cases, basically, Only Native Online's effective army is watchtowers. They're buildings, they have building armor, they take extra damage from Scorch Tanks, they don't take extra damage from Spectres. So it looks like Mad Viva has been holding on pretty well versus Gur13. Well, both players have been holding on pretty well overall. Although it looks like Mad Viva's overall sort of winning, which has prompted Matt Baker to move in with a large supportive force, which might actually give Mad Viva a lot of trouble here, as now it's moving in alongside Gur13's tanks. Even though Gur13 lost a lot of tanks, he's producing them at a very rapid rate, as you can see, and that since he was finally allowed to get a few together out, since Matt Baker's army moved in as a mass, it's allowed him to fight off Man Viva's army a bit while Matt Baker has focused down the radar, which will definitely hurt Man Viva, since they'll shut down rocket helis and it'll shut down artillery. So yeah, it looks like the watchtowers have finally been dealt with on this front by the combined armies of Mao ZD and I'm Disabled. I'm Disabled has moved his heavy drones over to support the top front, because yes, Man Viva definitely did take he's definitely taken quite a bit of damage there, losing the radar and losing a power gen, it seems. Probably at least one motor pool. And also at least one ref, yeah, maybe two. Probably just one though. But yeah, it looks like he's going to try to rebuild his ref now, while on the other hand, GER-13 is actually actively building motor pools on the front line. So it looks like GER-13 actually never built radar tech. He basically has gone straight tank the whole game, which probably explains why his tanks were coming out so rapidly once Matt Baker moved in to give him an opening to start getting tanks out and not having them die one by one as they move out of the motor pools. But yeah, large massive. I don't see any new tanks coming out. It looks like tank production has stalled, which is unusual. I think GER-13 has just forgotten to queue up more. Unfortunate. Looks like this front is, yeah, definitely falling for an only native online. Matt Baker is bringing in some more units, it seems. And also he has a lot of spires that are starting Phoenix production, which will be very major. I think this game is slowly going to start revolving around Matt Baker, I think, and I'm Disabled, because I'm Disabled is on heavy drone tech. Matt Baker's on Phoenix tech. Curiously enough, they're the two players that are the farthest from the front lines, so they've been able to, they've sort of been the playmakers of the game. They've been able to add reinforcements to their teammates' fronts that are failing, and then changing the course of the battles, killing important buildings, etc. And at the same time, they've also been the players who've teched the most, because they haven't faced active aggression. And so as a result, yes, these two center players are very critical to how this game is being played. They are both getting a lot of work done here. I'm Disabled here, yeah, just taking advantage of the fact that GER-13 is only on tank tech. Because, yeah, only those rocket infantry can shoot upwards, and they aren't very good versus heavy drones. So yeah, oh gosh, yeah, so theoretically, I can't see GER-13 winning this battle anymore. Man Viva has lost most of his front, yes, but it doesn't matter anymore if his production and eco have been crippled, because he can now just rebuild behind I'm Disabled's front. So on the other hand, Matt Baker here, fighting back against Mao ZD, and only native online, getting some dragons up, and so we have combined dragon and phoenix fire. They both do fire damage, so they shouldn't be good versus magic course theoretically, but I think just the stats are high enough that as a result, and also they can destroy the buildings. That's the critical thing. I think the critical thing is going to be the fire damage can attack buildings. If these two players prioritize buildings over the buildings producing the Manticores, over the Manticores themselves, I think they will get a lot done here. Yeah, take out power gens, etc. I'm Disabled is moving in some units over here. On the other hand, I'm Disabled has moved his heavy drone. He's moving them in, and the phoenixes and dragons. Oh no, they're not in a good position. Oh no, this is bad. Bad for Matt Baker, not paying attention here. Bringing in some more phoenixes though, but yeah, they're also not going to come in ideally, I think. Oh, drones stacking up. Drones getting clustered will be weak versus phoenixes. Damage types on all these sides are pretty good in terms of these late game air units, but I believe both phoenixes and dragons out-trade heavy drones. I believe at least last patch phoenixes out-traded heavy drones, but I think they're weaker now. They're weaker than they used to be, but I'm not sure if they still out-trade heavy drones. On the other hand, that's a lot of heavy drones there. Matt Baker's only chance of really defeating them, I think, is if they're really clumped. Without the Manticore support, and if only Native Online has his dragons in the area, Looks like only native online's eco has been stalling since he's on one ref, so he's asking for resources from his teammates. Matt Baker might be in a position, I don't know, probably not actually. Go13 definitely doesn't seem to be in a position to send eco. Ooh, losing a power plant, going to low power. Yeah, it definitely looks like Manviva has been able to successfully rebuild behind I'm Disabled's heavy drone aggression on that front. So even though the heavy drones are over here now, winning the air battle actually, and soon winning the ground battle too, because these can't shoot upwards. And so yeah, wow, yeah, Manviva being able to kind of and he can crush these. Can he crush? He's not going in for the crush. Shame. No, he's moving in now, but on the other hand, moving in with the rocket infantry alongside the vehicle seems unnecessary to me, especially with the MG, of all things, an MG turret here. But it looks like, most of the heavy drones are dead now, but the ogres are still alive, because yeah, the Phoenixes, their damage type isn't too good versus ogres, although with the raw stats they're decent, still. But yeah, it looks like I'm Disabled and Manviva have come in from the other side here to crush Matt Baker's production, taking out a couple spires here and a couple sorceress towers. And now, yeah, I don't see. I mean, the area is going to die next. Yes, they basically ignored only native online because they know he's on one production structure. They basically prioritized Matt Baker and Go13. That was interesting, yeah. But they knew that like the eco. I accidentally said one production structure. What I meant to say is one mining structure. But yeah, it definitely does seem that. I mean, it was a very close game at points. There was definitely points where the balance swung in different directions, and in the end of the game, I think the game revolved around two players, Matt Baker and I'm Disabled, and where their units were, how they supported their allies, etc. Because they were the two players who could really travel between the two fronts and kind of turn a losing battle into a winning one.